Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf and welcome to Foundation Friday, which if you have a look at your calendar, it is not Friday today, it's a Wednesday, but Foundation Wednesday doesn't sound as good as Foundation Friday, so we're sticking with Foundation Friday. We've just brought it forwards a couple of days and now it's getting confusing. So let me get on with it. Today we are going to be trying out a brand new foundation, which is the reason why I've brought this forward a couple of days. So there's so many of you wanted me to try out this new foundation that I wanted to get this review out to you as soon as physically possible. Hence, it's Wednesday and not Friday. Today, we are going to be reviewing the brand new Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I am super excited to share my thoughts and feelings with you on this. This arrived on my doorstep on Saturday morning. If you follow me on Instagram, you already knew this review was coming. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, my name is running across the bottom of the screen. Please make sure you are following me over there as well. Also, if you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload 2 to 3 videos here on YouTube every single week, and I would really appreciate it if you would come and join the Pampered Wolf Pack because we are a super friendly, fun bunch by clicking on that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Let's do a little bit of bump on this and we'll get some on my face. So this is the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. It's £25 in the UK and you get slightly more than standard 32 mils. This comes in 25 flexible shades. I've bought the shades 1, 2 and 3, which I'll show you on the screen now. This is supposed to give light buildable coverage. You can build this up to medium coverage and it instantly evens out the complexion and blurs imperfections, giving a diffused effect to the skin whilst also being a hydrating formula. This layers well with skincare and primer, it applies well with fingers or a brush, and it's also humidity, sweat and transfer resistant, free of alcohol, free of fragrance, free of essential oils, and it's also cruelty free. So let me just show you the packaging. I adore the shape of the bottle. I think it's really, really chic. You can still see the shade of the foundation through the sort of semi-opaqueness of the packaging. You get a little squeezy dispenser, which is perfect for this skin tint because some people will need quite a bit if you're wanting medium coverage. Some people will need hardly any dispensed out of the bottle if you're wanting a really sheer coverage. And the size of the hole at the end, which you can't actually see because it's full of the actual skin tint, is really small, so it's not wasteful. You're not going to dispense far too much of this product on the back of your hand or on a palette when you only need the tiniest amount. I like everything about this packaging and yeah, it's completely travel friendly. Let's get some on. Okay, so I've just shown you the swatches, but I'll show you them again on the screen now. We're going to try these 3 shades on my skin to determine which one I'm going to use today. So let's try number 1 first, which is for fair to light skin tones with a neutral cool undertone. This is way too fair for my skin. So let's try number 2, which is fair to light skin tones with just a neutral undertone. Now this one blends beautifully into my skin. You can hardly detect it whatsoever, so that's probably the one I'm going to use. But let's just try number 3, which is for fair to light skin with a neutral warm undertone. Now that one I could probably also get away with. So it's between 2 and 3 for me. I think I'm going to go with 2 for today. So on one half of my face, I'm going to be applying this with my fingers, and on the other half, I'm going to apply with a brush. So it does say to shake this really well, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to apply this with my fingertips, and are you proud of me? I'm using all 3 fingers. All 3 fingers to apply this. This is extremely thin consistency, by the way. As you can see, this is seriously running down the back of my hand. It's not as thin as the Kosas, but I mean, it's, you know, almost as thin. So this is definitely evening everything out, and it's drying down really quite quickly as well. I expect that's to do with the talc that's in this formula. But I mean, it's definitely a skin-like look, but it's just making my skin look slightly more airbrushed. It's a softer, more diffused look to the skin. I'm liking this right now. I'm really quite shocked at how this is performing already. I mean, look, I have some discoloration on this eyelid. I've just applied the tiniest amount to this eyelid and it's just taken the edge off. This is definitely a great colour match for me. As you can see, it's perfection. Absolute perfection. Having said that, I would definitely be able to get away with a 3 as well. So if you are my shade twin, you've already purchased this and you've purchased it in the shade 3, don't worry too much. I could probably easily get away with that as well. Okay, so I really like applying this with a brush as well. It's very, very easy, very simple. It doesn't actually say anywhere in the information, in the directions of how to apply this, that you can apply this with a sponge. I would assume that you would be able to, but with the consistency of this product being extremely liquidy, you will probably lose a lot of the product within the sponge. So I would say the best way to apply this is actually with your fingertips, because I am using quite a lot more with a brush because I'm losing some of this product within the brush. So okay, so I've got the skin tint all over my skin now. It is slightly tacky still on my cheek area where I've built it up to medium coverage just to prove that you can build this up, and you definitely can. Everywhere else on my skin is pretty much dried down already with no tacky feel. There is a slight, I wouldn't say slip to this, it's definitely not tacky either, but I can definitely feel that I have something on my skin. I've got a feeling that will dry down very soon though. So this is looking extremely flattering on my skin. It has airbrushed everything out. It hasn't sat in my pores, and it also hasn't sat in any fine lines. However, although this is looking really, really beautiful on any areas of my skin that are more normal skin type or combi oily skin type, this is not looking as fresh on those areas of dryness. So around here, it's looking a little more textured because the skin tint has sat in all of my dryness around here as well. And also I have a little bit of dryness on the bridge of my nose, which is now looking a little bit scaly. So let me zoom you in. This may soften as my natural oils come through this, but very rarely I get this sort of effect immediately after application, so I need to show you. So as you can see, it's not really bad. It just emphasizes the texture slightly, and also on this side as well. Slightly around the corners of my nose, and definitely on the bridge of my nose, which looks a little bit scaly. Now, all these things I can cope with, but because this happened pretty much immediately after application, I felt the need to show you now rather than after I'd applied the rest of my products, which is what I'm going to do now. I will go and do that. I'll show you this in natural lighting after I've got all the rest of my products on, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so this is the finished look. Let me just show you this now in natural lighting so that you can see how much it's now settled into my skin. So as you can see on my dry areas of skin, this does not look flattering at all. The skin tint has clung to those areas of dryness, making my texture seem a lot more exaggerated than it really is, and it's just really not pleasant to look at. My skin all over isn't dry though, but at this moment in time, I definitely wouldn't recommend this for anybody with seriously dry skin. The rest of my skin, it just looks not really airbrushed, but softer. All my imperfections are diffused. My skin tone is much more even. This hasn't settled in any fine lines or any wrinkles. It definitely hasn't settled into any pores, and it looks like skin. it definitely looks like skin. So you can have this skin tint medium coverage if you want to. You can have it sheer coverage if you want to. It's definitely buildable. Now I have all the rest of my products on top of this. I can definitely touch my skin without any tackiness whatsoever, which I really, really like. I'm gonna go on with the rest of my day. I will check in with you a little bit later on. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the check-in. It's now been just shy of 9 hours since I first applied the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint to my skin, and from a distance it looks absolutely beautiful. Really, really flattering on my skin. Yes, it's a bit shinier than it was when I first applied it. What foundation or skin tint isn't a bit shinier after 9 hours? And I didn't powder this in place to begin with, so for me it's worn really, really well. There are going to be certain skin types that are going to love this skin tint, including those with semi-dry skin. Unfortunately, if you have really dry skin or you suffer with dry patches like I have around my mouth at the moment, this skin tint probably isn't going to work for you. So you'll probably be able to get away with it if you've got slightly dry skin, but not if you've got really dry skin or dry patches. And I'll show you what I mean when I show you this in natural lighting. But you know, at the moment, looking really, really nice. It's only when we get up close and personal that you start to see the imperfections and the bits that don't look so nice. So let me zoom you in and I'll show you this in natural lighting. So as you can see, my drier areas look a little bit better than they did before as my natural oils have come through. They haven't got any worse, but they still don't look very flattering. On the other areas of my skin though, the areas that are either just slightly dry, maybe they're normal, or slightly oilier, so more of that combination skin, this has been really flattering on those areas all day. It feels really, really lightweight on my skin. It's definitely long wearing. As you can see, it has gone slightly shinier, as do all foundations. This is definitely transfer resistant though, which is a huge positive for me. I have taken this top off, I have put another top on, I've then taken that top off and put this top back on again, and there is no transfer around the neck of this top. So that is a huge, huge plus for me and definitely something that should be celebrated. There's also no cakiness on my skin. Zero cakiness at all. This hasn't oxidized, and like I said before, I didn't use any powder on my skin, so the fact that this is all still intact apart from a little bit on the end of my chin, I think is, you know, it's a really good job. So will I wear this again? Absolutely. And you're probably all saying, what? Why? You've had lots of problems with this on your flaky dry areas. Well, I don't have flaky dry areas every single day, 365 days a year. And this is a beautiful, beautiful skin tint. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's been super flattering on every single area of my skin, apart from those dry, flaky areas. So it's definitely worth trying again for me when my skin is a little bit better behaved, shall we say. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you thought about it in the comments section below. Will you be trying it? Have you already tried it? I definitely think it's one to give a go if you don't have those dry, flaky patches. I've really, really enjoyed wearing it today, and I think it's looked super, super flattering on my skin. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll hope to see you in the next video. Bye everyone.